Yo, what is up, guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall. On point reviews all day, every day. Man, we're back in our old setup. Now, I did make a bunch of videos with our last setup back in Texas, so you might get new videos premiering maybe tomorrow within the next few days with the old setup. But this is, my old setup. We're back in Cali. Wow, it was like a 20-hour drive. And when I got back to Cali, of course, I had a vacation hold on some of my packages and some of my fragrances. And one of them was something I sent over here because I was really afraid of the customs here in, the United States being really slow. They were with a lot of packages that we had, but, they were pretty fast with this. And this is none other than Roja Burlington 1819. This is the 2020 release. Actually just released a few weeks ago by Roja, and this is about Burlington the arcade. It is their anniversary, so Roja made a perfume just for this. And Roja is known to make perfumes for a lot of department stores in the UK, the big time opulent, high-end luxury ones. So this is one of them, and this is such a beautiful box. And here is the bottle as well. Look at this. Roja Burlington 1819. This is the exact entrance to the arcade. Okay? So we're going to talk about Burlington 1819 today in a no hype manner. And I know that this is something that a lot of the guys are waiting for. Just tell us the truth, Troy. What's the deal? Hang on tight, guys. Let's hit the music. We're back, guys. Roja Parfums Burlington 1819 2020 release, no hype review. I'm pretty stoked. And this is something that, I'm kind of glad that this came, kind of after everybody got them, because I ordered it when I was in Texas, then I sent it to California again because I was afraid of the customs holding it up. So I was like, it's not gonna, get there on time, but apparently Roja expedited everything. So this one actually came early, but here in LA, so I had it held in a FedEx facility. Anyways, now that I've seen everybody get it, everybody try it, there's guys that like it. I know Eli, my friend in Hong Kong, loves it so much. And there are guys that like Verge. I know Verge sold it kind of ASAP. And I've seen guys like literally try to let go of it, really fairly quickly. Okay, now when you see stuff like this, guys, let me say this, guys, it doesn't mean that the perfume's bad. Okay, just remember that when people let it go, it just means that maybe it doesn't fit their collection, it doesn't fit what they were expecting, or it's just maybe redundant. And so there's many reasons why, because just remember, like, perfume collectors we have different houses that we collect from, and of course those houses do not communicate with each other. So they might have an offering that's sort of like the other offering from another house. So you'll see something like that with, like, kind of like Killian and Nasamato and PDM. They all have their kind of like their versions of things. Okay, and so when you see something getting let go, it doesn't really mean that it's a bad perfume. Okay, but yeah, I mean, within that week that this arrived in US shores, I was really seeing a lot of guys putting this for sale, either for sale or just letting them go at the gray market. And so I was really, really curious, and I couldn't wait once I got it. Now let's talk about the notes. Okay, so I sprayed this. I tried this multiple times as soon as I got this. And basically Burlington 1819 opens with grapefruit and lime. Okay, grapefruit and lime. And so when we talk citruses, guys, and citruses in perfume, a lot of us think lemon, bergamot, which is usually like bright and really uplifting citruses. This one is totally different. Okay, grapefruit, if you've nobody wants to taste grapefruit. I don't want to, but grapefruit tastes bitter. Okay, it's a bitter citrus. Okay, and lime For those that you don't know if there's a difference between lime and a lemon, lime is also bitter. It tastes and smells bitter. Okay, so don't get it confused, guys. When people say citruses, it doesn't mean they're all the same. This one here is a different type of citrus, is definitely bitter. Okay, so that's what you get from the get-go, is bitter citruses. And then comes the third dimension here, which is the mint. Okay, there's a mint note that comes in right at the opening. So basically you get the grapefruit, the lime, and the mint. Those are the ones that embody the most prominent notes in the opening. Now the mint here is the one that gives Burlington 1819 the uplifting vibe. And then the bitter citruses are more on like the kind of like that gentlemanly, opulent vibe, very manly, very gentlemanly. And you will see these citruses, these bitter citruses, in many gentlemanly scents. Okay, so the mint is the only one here that keeps this uplifting, which is quite nice. The one note that does that is the mint. And so yeah, that's definitely totally different. Now I have heard comparisons with what, Roja Elysium. Like people are comparing this to Elysium. How are you comparing this to Elysium? Elysium has enough uplifting notes, right, from the bright citruses. It has bright citruses, then it has lavender, which is super uplifting, and then you got florals, which is also uplifting. And Burlington doesn't have any of that. It's bitter citruses plus mint, the one note that keeps it uplifting. So in terms of that comparison with Roja Elysium, I don't think so. I don't think there's any comparison at all. Now, as this fragrance progresses, okay, what I'm gonna talk about here are the notes that are really stand out. Okay, so as this progresses, you will get this almost like a tea smelling note, which is the ginger. Okay, the ginger in Burlington 1819 shows up, and you know, if you are into tea like scents, you will really appreciate that part. And then after the ginger comes this spicy cumin. Okay, the spicy cumin comes out. It's not like super, like a lot of cumin. It's just there, like I said, because it complements this bitter, minty bitter intro. So, I think that the cumin is actually perfect here on how that spice complements the, the notes that began this fragrance. And then to continue that trend of gentlemanly, this one also has some cashmere wood as well as some really standout patchouli. I keep saying standout because the thing is, guys, as this progresses, okay, it becomes sort of like lighter and lighter, the way that the notes stand out. Okay, I mean, a lot of you guys who actually own this fragrance will probably relate to me, because when you spray this, it's really the bitter citruses and mint, and then the ginger, right, and then the cumin, right, and then the woody notes, and then from there it's like this lighter mishmash of notes that just kind of like just make an overall impression, rather than like standout notes where you can really smell every single one of them. You would have to really try to smell it, to sniff your wrist, to really sniff out the other notes. Now the other notes are rum, tobacco, vanilla, benzoin, labdanum, and musk. Now again, even with all these notes listed on the base, the perfume in its entirety, when it progresses, like I said, turns lighter and lighter. So those notes, as great as they are, they do not even really punch out and grab your attention. Okay, you will still smell the bitter citruses, the mint is still hovering, and I mean, like I said, if you really try, upon further testing, to me, like, I can just really smell tobacco, benzoin, vanilla a little bit more. Okay, the overall vibe to me is just like, elegant, clean, and nice smelling, kind of outdoorsy. That's kind of like the vibe to me by this, all these notes together. As for the catch and release observations that I had just watching people like sell it almost immediately, I mean, I think that a lot of Roja collectors just got spoiled by by the existing like collection, or collections. There's different collections within Roja. I think that at the same price point that you could buy Burlington here, I mean, you could buy, man, some of the golf collection, right? You can get like the top ouds in the golf collection, and then you can also get those department store exclusives that are, to be honest, like I've tried a lot of them, almost all of them actually, and all those, the golf and the department store exclusives, basically have the same message, which is rich, opulent, maybe evening wear. It just very formal, rich smelling, opulent. That's what I get. And I mean, I own a lot of those too, and I save them for those like moments. When it's like I gotta, it's rich smelling and opulent, and it's at night. And I think that Roja really tried to do something different with this, because Burlington Arcade is not, it is not an indoor. It's kind of indoor, but I mean, it's still, for me, it's sort of like an outdoor mall. It's got that entrance, but it's the overall shopping experience is very bright. You got these, tall arches at the top. Really nice old school decorations, and it's by the street, so you can walk right into it, and it just embodies sort of like a nice, calm, cool day. You know what I mean? And I think that that's what they were going with, which is so different from, I want to show you I'm rich, I want to show you I have money, I want to show you I'm opulent, I'm royalty, which is like, that's kind of like the vibe of the other ones that are on the same price point as this one. Okay, key advantages though: 100 mil. This will last you a while, and I think that this, to me, although it doesn't scream royalty, Middle Eastern royalty or whatever, the thing that it does scream is clean British sophistication. That's kind of like the overall vibe to me is that, and it is perfect for Burlington Arcade. I think that it's something that it can be worn in those occasions. We have Rodeo Drive here in Los Angeles, which is like outdoorsy, opulent, rich shopping area or district, but I think you can wear this to the park. I can see al fresco dining, meeting with friends. I think that this is an easy grabber. But yeah, I mean, just to explain why other people who own previous Rojas are letting it go, is probably because it's not what they expected. They expected another dose of rich, opulent evening wear, and they didn't get it. Okay, it's totally different. I totally agree with that. So yeah, that is my review of Roja Burlington 1819. It's good to be back here in LA. This one was also split, so make sure that you join our Instagram, TroyD247frag, and that's where I split all my stuff. It's your chance to get stuff like this, because I know that Roja Burlington 1819 is currently sold out, okay, until maybe September. All right, so you will see some inflated prices on eBay on these bottles, but like I said, if you joined the split, then you got to secure your own 10 mil or 5 mil decant of 1819. And I know that Roja they're also selling their own Discovery atomizers that isn't sold out yet, so maybe you guys want to check that out. Okay, but overall for me, yeah, clean British sophistication, outdoorsy. That's what this is. Okay, and is it worth the $400? I think so, because that's the purpose of this. That's the purpose of this perfume. It doesn't stack up with the other Rojas that have kind of like the same vibe or the same message. So I like it. I like that they took a risk, and I mean, that's them. That's on them. They want to take a risk, and this one sold out, so 100 bottles gone within a day. I never expected that, by the way, that it would be gone within a day. Okay, but definitely a nice grabber, a nice Roja grabber finally, rather than owning a lot of these Gulf perfumes, or you could say the department store perfumes, and then you never get to use them. This one you can really use a lot, especially in this weather. Okay, all right, that's it, guys. If you like this video and if you like me to review more Rojas, please like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys being with me, and I'm just so glad to be back in LA because I'm back with my old collection. My whole collection is with me now, which means there's a lot more to talk about. Okay, so until then, guys, this is Troy D. God bless and take care.